Hi, this is a Procedural Nodes plugin introductory. We'll be making terrain and also going over the basics. So the first thing is output would just be what is produced from the procedural model. Um, so if we spawn a part and just drag it right to the output, it should spawn a part dead center, just a little cube. So what we'll be doing is essentially just to be spawning cubes just for the geometry. So this is the right click menu, this is the spacebar. So now we want a plane. So we can't just plug that straight in, we need to realize the mesh. Save it, and there you go. You have a plane size 0, 0, 0, but it's just kind of one with two vertices and two on both sides. So if we have a preview of wireframe, just 1, 2, 1, 2. If we change that to 3, 3, save it. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Go back to 2, save. Okay, so we'll grab the size of the procedural model, save. Oh, save it. There we go. It's already one. Then we break this up. Break vertex, vector 3, drag and drop. X, Z. Save it. There you go. It's essentially one stud per stud. But that's too small, so we'll divide it. Drag it. There we go. Didn't give myself enough room there. And then we'll use a number. So we'll set this to default 3, and drag it in. Save. And there we go. It's a much larger size. So we're going to probably reuse this. We'll save that as an attribute and name anything we want. So we'll just do grid scale. There we go. Now it comes down here. Change it to 5. Change it to 2, etc., etc. And we're all set. So now, what we want to do is not use realize mesh. Realize mesh spawns in a script, essentially a bootloader at runtime. We do not want to do that, so we'll just replace it with parts. So we'll get rid of this, and then generate. Oh, not generate. It's faces. Get faces. Geometry faces. Drag that in. There we go. And now we have to essentially go for each one. So we just map array and drag output to there. So this little symbol here is a field. It's basically a for each loop. So now if I spawn a part, it will spawn, if I go into here, a part for each face. So fields come with their own elements. So there's index, there's element. Element just passes the C frame if it's a C frame. Index just passes the current index of the loop. There's none for geometry or curves, just because I couldn't find a use for them right now. Might be adding in the future if I add more nodes. So if we drag this in, C frame, so it's essentially for each loop, each phase, place that spot. We can exit and go to shaded. So now we're going to need to get the size. Drag this out, drag this out. So the only way to grab size would be grabbing the edges. So we'll do face edges. Pass in the index. Drag this in, drag this in. This will be the ID of each edge. So we'll do array. So we'll grab the first one, no, not there. Grab that. Copy paste. We'll grab the second. Missed this. Wait, what's happened? Dragging the wrong one. My bad. 2, 3. There we go. And then we'll just do edge info. Since we're just passing the ID, pass that in, pass geometry in. We'll just branch it here, hold down Alt for reroute nodes, and just pass it in. There we go. And so vector 3, make a new vector. Length X, length Y, size 1, pass that in. Save. So now it just fills up the grid. If it looks odd, actually no, that's correct. I thought I had it the wrong way. Okay. So now we're going to need to get a height for this, because right now it's just a static 1. So what we'll do is pass in a noise. This would just output as from -1 to 1. So we'll just grab its position. So we'll do element, because remember this is a C frame. We can pass in that. We can break C frame, put it in position, drag it in, and then from the output we can just drag it straight into there, and then we'll get slight variation. But since it's centered, it will just be very tiny bit. So what we can do is size, grab the scale, break the C frame, the vector I mean, pass size in, put it in Y, multiply it, bada boom, boom, and then pass that in. And when we save, it now has a much bigger variance. So we'll change the scale down to 0.04, something smoother. In fact, we'll make this a number, pass that in, 0.04, mark as attribute, and just call this scale. Okay, so now it's changing size, but it's all, centered. So we just need to move it up. So here's your element. So we can add, grab this, drag it on there, add vector 3, and then we can plug this directly into the Y. There we go. So there are some going underneath, that's a bit of an issue. So what we can do is compare. So we only want to pass this through if this is greater than 0. So we'll just grab this, position, if position is greater than 0, pass it through, else don't pass. Whoop, save. Why isn't that working? Or maybe we need to pass it. No, it should be working. Oh, yeah, no, I'm adding the whole height. It should be multiply 0.5. Pass that in there, and then save. There we go. So now it's even. So now we just got to cap it off. So we'll copy this, paste this. Another node. So we'll have here, drag it, keep the same size, but we'll have a size of 1. And drag it in. Whoop. Drag the wrong thing. So what we can do is just take element, directly add the multiply. So we need a vector 3. Copy and paste the add. Boop, boop, boop. C frame, vector 3. And we'll just plug that in. And then, since we need to grab half of it again, because I forgot that last time, 0.5, save. You can't really tell, but there should be a color now. Forgot to output it. So we'll just group it into a model for now. Instance to model. This will just bundle these each individually into a model, and then we'll just plug it directly in there. Save. And there we go. We have the grass on top. Now we'll change this to a nicer, like brownish color. And it's starting to look more and more like a terrain. So if we scale it, there we go. Scaling a bit longer. There's some, that's lower than 1, some that's higher, etc., etc. So just for fun, we'll use a color ramp. Plug this into there. Change this to green. So it's not the two same colors. There you go. Slight variance adds everything. Okay, so if it's less than a 1, why don't we just add a water part? So just copy this. We already have this size. Just plug it in there. So we'll just return this and this. Make it water. And we'll just directly grab the element position. There you go. If it's less than 1, it's water. So it's slowly coming together. So what I might do is add onto the noise. So add. We'll add a number. We'll make this 0.5, and we'll do mark as attribute height. So now when I save it, less will be underwater, more will be on top. So now it's starting to be more and more messy as time goes on. We can clean this up a tiny bit by moving some stuff over. So what we might do is, because like normal terrain, it has like layers. So what we can do is have a divide, flatten, then multiply. Essentially a step height. So divide, floor, then multiply. And then we'll use another number. Plug it into both of these. Like this attribute. Step. And we'll make this about 10. There we go. We'll just scale it down to about 5 here. No? What are you complaining about now? Ah, I have these around the wrong way. It should be multiplied by 10 then divide. Whoop. So the more we go up, more higher res. So we'll just do a nice and comfy 5. There you go, it's slowly looking more like terrain. Drag at heights and all that kind of stuff. So we can even do a fun thing now. Because we already have, what's on top. So we can add like extra conditionals. So it was just at the color. So we'll just do compare. And we have the height. So we'll just do if more than, greater than, will be green. But if it's less than, we can just drag this into a nice yellowish sand color. There we go. Plug that in. And then we'll just grab the height. So we'll do less than 10. 10 would be the sand height. Add a number back in. Make it 5 actually. Mark as attribute, call it sand. And save. Okay, and we can do even the reverse. So now when it gets higher, so just copy and paste, because we're using the same thing. Drag and drag that out. So we can plug this in. So we'll want it, so if it's less than or equal to that, so whatever 10 will be. So I might make this 30 and set it to snow. So now we can just add another color ramp. Drag it in there. Some variation. And save. So just set snow to 10. And there you go, now it has the snow tops. We'll set it back to 30. But what we'll do is expand the size a lot. There you go. Set the step height to about 10 for higher resolution. And then scale to 0.1. Ah, that's too small. 0.2. There you go. Now it's looking like a terrain. Just change the dark green to be a bit darker. Save it. Yeah, there we go. It's looking good. I think that will be it for it. I think I covered most of the basics of everything. When there's a yellow exclamation mark, so we'll just do model info. That just means it's non-deterministic. It basically means it would be repeated. It's nothing to really worry about. I just wanted to notify people if it's going to be consistent or not, because that's kind of the whole procedural models ordeal. We've realized mesh. Can't remember if I went over it. This just means, hey, this needs to be bootloaded and it takes up extra memory. That's all that is. But yeah, that'll be all. Goodbye.